This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by BikeAllTheWay.com.
Hey Kelly, how is this any different from the Monadnock Initiative 5 years ago that was thrown out? Do you remember that, Kelly?
Independent videographer Chris King says he's not trying to enter some Republican Party policy session. He doesn't want to go somewhere the public isn't invited. He just wants to do what the mainstream press does. Go to Kelly Ayotte events where the media is invited. Operatives for the newly elected senator say he's disruptive, loud, bumping into people in his rush to get within interview distance of the big government Republican.
Hey Kelly, do you accept the support from Nigger Mania or not?
By that description, you'd almost think he was a news guy, like the ones you see in the movies from the days when mainstream reporters and government were on different sides. Well, a news guy is exactly what King says he is. He says he's not just a blogger, but a former mainstream press journalist, with a years-old news site of his own. He enters federal court at Concord, New Hampshire, requesting a restraining order, restraining Ayotte operatives from denying him access to her rallies, specifically those on private property to which the media in general is invited. As the hearing begins, King says he is not claiming a person should have access just because they are a blogger. He says they should have it if they are a reporter, as he says he is. He says his experience at mainstream newspapers and the fact that important officials pay attention to his work makes him this. Brian Cullen, representing Nashua Police, says King's line of reasoning could allow or perhaps even protect disruption of speeches by politicians on private property they control. Speaking to the magistrate, he reasonably advocates a bright line between public and private property.
So,
shut the camera off.
I'm press.
I don't care. Shut the camera off.
But this makes me wonder, since when do we have press freedom on public property?
And what law is that? We're telling you to leave the building. And what is your name?
I have just had to go through a gaggle of security designed partly to keep me from recording what's happening right in front of me in this courtroom, on public property. And since when did Nashua PD respect the rights of private property owners to make First Amendment decisions on their own land? NPD arrested Nashua resident Mike Gannon in 2006 for recording them on his property. Or at least it was property under his control. I'm not sure if he was renting or owning. Backing down only after major public outcry. I do at least get to ask Mr. Cullen about this during a recess. But bear with me here, my camera is acting up, so you will see some glitching and freeze frames as he walks towards me.
Mr. Cullen, if Nashua Police Department is so concerned about property rights, why did the Nashua Police Department arrest Mike Gannon for videotaping on his own property?
No comment to that.
Should they do it again? That kind of thing? Do people have a right to videotape on their own property? I wish that I could trust law enforcement to operate without a recorder running. I look forward to the day when that's possible again in the United States.
I think that there's I understand that, and I appreciate you telling me that. I think there's a bill in front of the House right now addressing that issue, and I think that's probably where your efforts should go.
I appreciate that. They've been there. I've been to the hearing. I testified myself about the harassment that I've undergone as a videographer, and of course the bill failed. We're going to try it again until it passes, but in the meantime we have to exercise our rights, whether the government recognizes them or not.
Well, I think you probably saw in the courtroom today that the National Police exercised great restraint. They never told They never told Mr. King to stop videotaping. They never asked him to do anything of the sort. So I think you'd have to agree that they did probably what you would want them to do, and they let him keep his camera rolling.
You're among the least bad in the country. Take care.
As the hearing continues, King argues candidates shouldn't be able to invite media and then pick and choose which media they let in based on viewpoint. Representing the Republicans, Attorney Gordon MacDonald rises. He's a specialist in dispute resolution, but King says by this point he's just turned down an offer of compromise. He first tries to shoot down King's restraining order request based on what looks to me like a technicality. The paperwork lists the case as, I think, King Cast versus Kelly Ayotte and Friends. Sounds like some sort of chipper morning show on Fox. But in any case, MacDonald says if it's an organization suing his bunch, then that organization must be represented by a licensed attorney. He says an organization can't represent itself. Magistrate Lanya Boyer McCafferty asks him if he'll accept King's request to thus amend the name of the case. He won't. So she overrules his objection and lets the case go forward. I think the new name becomes something like Christopher King versus Kelly Ayotte and Friends. Her ruling condemns her to 3 more hours of proceedings, maybe more like 4 hours. During this time, she will display patience and none of the mood swings of her predecessor, James Muirhead. But before it's over, voices will rise from both plaintiff and defendant. Frustrations will boil over. Protocol will waver. And these powerful Republican operatives will demand a $1 million surety bond from Chris King in the event he wins. They'll claim that's how much they need to let him near the powerful new Fed.
Here, my buddy, he's leaving me.
Do you remember the gay Arab anarchist?
Yes.
Well, even if you're just pretending to remember him, he remembers you. Or maybe he doesn't. But in any case, he's doing something for you. He's biking across America for liberty.
Wow.
If he's doing that for you, surely you can do something for him. Visit his website, bikealltheway.com. He'll be uploading a lot of videos from New Hampshire to Florida and Florida to California, or something like that. bikealltheway.com.